Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Avax coin. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to check that out before watching this one. You're going to have a lot more context if you watch these videos, one by one. And yeah, so jumping into the daily chart, you can see that we did discuss this descending triangle that we have over here on the daily chart, and we broke to the downside, right? As most descending triangles do, they break to the downside. Sometimes they do have breakouts to the upside, but that happens very rarely. Now, what is our target? Now, we did measure this target in the last video, but we're going to do it one more time in this video. So here we do have a target at $40 over here from this descending triangle. So we are still targeting $41, basically, yeah, $41, which is the 786 Fibonacci retracement on this large fib. As you can see, if I zoom out, we have a large Fibonacci with the lows back in June/July and with the high that we had here in February. So if you look at the breakout over here that we had back in September out of the 786, we never had really a proper backtest of support of the $40 range price. So that's potentially where we're going to be coming. Now, as you can see, we are in an uptrend right now on the daily chart. Bitcoin's getting closer and closer to 40K, and we're breaking the daily 20 EMA. Now, what I think is possible over here is that we had this yellow support line, as you can see over here, and we've been holding it as support since November. We had a bounce in December, another bounce in December, another bounce in January, and then we lost it at the end of January over here. So you lose this support and you need to back test it as resistance, and then you get sent back down with another lower low, which is the continuation of this downtrend basically. So that is a potential scenario that we have over here. Now, if Bitcoin starts breaking through $41,000 and starts back testing that as support, then we're going to start shifting our bias to the upside a little bit, because Bitcoin's going to be breaking through the 20 EMA, breaking through the first fib level on its chart, and that's a whole different topic. But I'm just saying, as of now, Bitcoin hasn't done that yet, and once it does that, once it has the back test of support, then we're going to start setting some targets to the upside. But right now, if we jump into the RSI on the daily chart for Avax, I did give you this white trend line as support. We broke below. The last update was January 28th. So if you bought in here January 22nd when you were oversold, you would have been up very, very nicely over here. So right now, as you can see, we broke through the white trend line, back tested that as support. And now we're moving to the upside. So potentially what you can look for is a resistance rejection over here from the green trend line or from the pink trend line. As you can see, the pink trend line touches are marked with arrows, and the green trend line touches are marked with these yellow circles. And there's another one over here, as you can see. So yeah, pay attention to this. Even without looking at the price action, you can look at the RSI resistance levels and potentially find a resistance level where the RSI is going to run into. You can take some profits, it's going to start coming back down, and then you can buy back in lower, right? But if you're holding for the long term, no need to worry about the price actions, no need to worry about anything really. Just stake, dollar cost average, buy the dips, and that's pretty much everything you need to do. So obviously, if this relief rally continues, you can look for a resistance level above that, even on this pink trend line that we have here. And we've been testing this trend line since August. We had another test back in November, and right now we're potentially looking for another test over here. And that's when we get sent back down, potentially consolidate here in the symmetrical triangle and start breaking to the upside. That's a bullish scenario. A more of a bearish scenario would be if we start consolidating here and break to the downside and get absolutely oversold if Bitcoin has another capitulation. And like I've been saying in all the videos, I am expecting another move to the downside from Bitcoin, because usually after the Chinese New Year, we do have pullbacks. 7 days after the last year's New Year, we had a pullback, and a pretty hefty pullback in my opinion. So this is potentially what I'm expecting here for Bitcoin, retesting those low 30K levels before eventually bouncing back up. There is even a potential that we create a double bottom on Bitcoin, bouncing back all the way to $28,000. Now, for Avax, this yellow resistance line is sitting at $79.8. So that is a potential resistance level for you guys to take some profits and buy back in a bit lower, either at $70 or at $60 over here. But yeah, that's it for the daily chart. On the trading view chart, let's jump into Binance. Now, jumping into the weekly chart, as you can see, we had a move to the downside here. We bounced off the 55. Well, we haven't even bounced off of it. As you can see, we didn't even touch it, but we wicked towards the 55 EMA. And I always recommend having buy orders slightly above EMAs, which is going to help you with your orders getting filled, because if you have the buy order at the exact support level, you are potentially not going to get filled, because a lot of smart traders place the orders above the support levels so that you don't get filled below them. The price reverses and you start buying in higher, and thus pushing the price higher. Also, look for the 20 EMA on the weekly chart as a potential resistance level. Because the 20 EMA was a nice support level, we came back to it, lost it, and now we're looking for a back test of resistance potentially, and another move to the downside. Now, the stochastic RSI was in the oversold for the past couple of weeks, and as you can see right now, we're printing a bullish cross on the stochastic, so that is good in my opinion. This can potentially be your signal to the upside, because as you can see, once we had a bullish cross here, we ended up skyrocketing here in August, basically. So yeah, look for some potential resistance zones if you're looking to swing trade. If not, I wouldn't be too worried. The MACD is getting a bit overextended on the weekly chart, so potentially we're going to see a reversal very, very soon. And the RSI is pretty much neutral, sitting in the middle on the index of 50. Now, jumping into the daily chart over here, let me bring back the drawings. So on the stochastic, we are in the oversold right now, so I wouldn't recommend getting into the project right now. Wait until you get oversold here, just below the index of 20. And if you come back down here, like I said, great buying opportunity for any of you Avax enthusiasts out there. Now, the daily chart, MACD has printed a bullish cross here several days ago, which could be a great signal that we are going to be running into we're going to be in a continuous uptrend right now. But if we jump into the 4-hourly chart, I do want to show you this potential bearish pattern that we have playing out. So this is a rising wedge over here. As you can see on Avax, we are in a rising wedge, which is basically a triangle, but with a 45-degree angle to the right side over here. And that simply means that this is a potential bearish reversal pattern. Now, to invalidate it, we need to start breaking to the upside, back testing it as support, and in a continuous uptrend, off we go. But here, as you can see, you started breaking out of it to the downside, and the target, as you all know, is where the wedge was created. So that would be somewhere around $53. So I'm going to mark this as a nice buy zone for you, anywhere from the target of the falling wedge all the way, rising wedge, I do apologize, all the way to the first, or not the first, the 0 fib level over here. This is going to be your buy zone. Now, do I know if we're going to come back down to this zone? No. But if we're going to start coming back down, this is a zone that I'm going to be eyeballing myself, and I'm going to be getting into AVAX potentially at these prices. Because if Bitcoin is going to have a pullback, altcoins will follow soon. As you can see, we're breaking back into the pattern, but this still doesn't mean that we cannot break out of it once again and now start capitulating. So yeah, that's regarding the 4-hourly chart. If we jump into the RSI, we're approaching the oversold here. So once you get above the index of 70 on the 4-hourly chart, that would be a great take profit zone as well, because you're going to be overbought at that point. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If I missed out anything on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I do post technical analysis in there of some of the projects that we don't usually follow on the channel. We do have a Telegram chat and a Discord server with a great community of people in there. If you have any questions or you need any help with anything crypto related, make sure to join in and ask away. And feel free to check out our Patreon as well. It's a great place to follow me and a great place to support me, obviously, and for me to give back to those who support me. Think of it as buying a cup of coffee, but instead of the coffee, you get a lot of useful information for 30 days. Low cap jump calls, buy and sell alerts, market sentiment analysis, technical analysis, and video requests So yeah, all of that stuff is going to be down below in the description. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.